Now to Florida, where we've reported on the giant blob of seaweed heading to coastal communities in the Sunshine State. It is twice as long as the United States is wide. Just think about that for a second. It's also still out in the Atlantic Ocean, but it's getting closer. This morning, we are getting a firsthand account from researchers who found themselves right in the middle of it. And Xavier Walton joins us live from Fort Lauderdale Beach with what they found. Good morning, Xavier.
Mitch, good morning, and good morning to everyone at home. Kenny, the photographer, and I that I'm working with, we're going to give everybody a little walk on the beach, a little walk on the sand, right? You got the ocean over here, you got the waves crashing. There are some clouds, but still picturesque. And then you have this, which goes as far as the eye can see. This is that seaweed we're talking about. But officials say this is nothing compared to what's going to happen when it arrives.
From the shore to the sea, talk of a 13 million ton seaweed patch is spreading.
Oh, I love it out here.
Victoria Dina is a grad student at the University of Miami on board the NOAA Go ship out in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean.
I'm collecting dissolved organic carbons for the University of Miami's Rosenstiel School.
So here you are doing all this, incredible research that's going to make a difference someday.
Mm-hmm.
And you post a picture of your team in the middle of this giant seaweed patch that, everyone's talking about because it's twice the width of the United States.
It's pretty big.
What was it like seeing that? And when you realized it, what was your initial reaction?
It was just like the entire ocean turned red. The seaweed totally surrounded us, and it also kind of moved with the waves. So it literally just looked like the water changed.
Scientists say these giant patches of seaweed, seen here by satellite, stretch more than 5,000 miles and are slowly floating in Florida's direction.
It's not only moving with the current, but also with the wind.
What's the timetable?
The peak will be June, July.
Florida health officials already warning people about a wave of seaweed smelling like rotten eggs. And while the seaweed itself doesn't pose a threat, tiny sea creatures that live in it can cause skin rashes or blisters. Back at sea, Victoria just glad she saw a patch of history.
We were pretty stoked when we were passing through.
You're stoked to see seaweed?
Yes, absolutely.
And that's because the seaweed can have a positive impact. Meantime, I'm told that city officials here in Fort Lauderdale actually clean this up every morning around 5 a.m. Looks like they missed this spot here along the beach. All right, Mitchell, send it back to you.
Hey, Xavier, real quick, man, it's supposed to smell bad. What's the smell like now that you're among the seaweed?
So it doesn't smell bad yet, but that's only because this just washed up. I was here yesterday checking it out. It's once it's been here for a long period of time and it just sits there baking in the sun and starts to rot. That's when the smell is really bad, like rotten eggs, like I referenced in the story.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.